The story of Chengdu is written not in stone, but in water. For millennia, the volatile Min River dictated a cycle of flood and famine across this plain, a precarious existence at the mercy of the seasons. That was until the 3rd century, before the Common Era, when the visionary governor Li Bing engineered the Dujiangyan irrigation system, a masterpiece of hydrological science that, for over 2,200 years, has tamed the river without a single dam. It doesn't fight the water, it guides it, respectfully dividing its power to nourish the land. This singular act of foresight transformed the landscape into the land of abundance, a perpetually fertile basin that insulated its people from the dynastic upheavals that shook the rest of China. This profound ancient security is the quiet engine behind Chengdu's famous leisurely pace. It's the reason the tea house, not the war room, became the heart of its culture. Here, prosperity wasn't just conquered, it was cultivated, a legacy of harmony between humanity and nature that one can still feel in the city's unhurried rhythm. The Dutch colonial administrators christened this place Buitenzorg, meaning without a care, a name that perfectly captured its purpose as their cool, green sanctuary from the punishing heat of coastal Batavia. But this mountain-foot city holds a powerful secret in its very geography, one that explains its more contemporary moniker, the Rainy City. Here, at an elevation of 290 meters, moist air from the Java Sea is relentlessly forced upward by the volcanic slopes of Mount Salak and Mount Gede. This meteorological engine The monolithic granite boulders that scatter Belitung's coastline are not mere geological curiosities. They are silent storytellers from a time long before Indonesia itself was formed. Eroded over 200 million years, these Triassic giants are the exposed remnants of a vast, subterranean granite batholith, part of the Southeast Asian tin belt that stretches from Myanmar to this very shore. Their smooth, colossal forms stand in stark contrast to the powder-fine quartz sand and the tranquil turquoise sea, creating a landscape that feels both serene and primeval. This same geological legacy is etched into the island's interior, where abandoned tin mines have filled with rainwater, transforming into surreal, impossibly blue kaolin lakes. A beautiful, yet poignant scar of industry. It is this deep history, written in stone and mineral, that has dictated Belitong's destiny for centuries, drawing prospectors and empires, and ultimately shaping the resilient culture that thrives here today, forever living in the shadow of these ancient sentinels. To truly grasp the character of Hainan, one must look beyond its modern resorts and into the deep time that forged its identity. This landmass was not always an island. It was torn from the continent's Leju Peninsula millions of years ago, a violent geological divorce that set a unique destiny in motion. This tectonic rift triggered millennia of volcanic activity, a fiery chapter that only concluded some 10,000 years ago. The evidence of this past is not buried in textbooks, but is etched into the very fabric of the island today. You see it in the dark, porous basalt that forms the foundations of ancient villages, and the dramatic cones of dormant volcanoes dotting the northern plains. You can taste it in the richness of the soil, a volcanic legacy that nourishes the island's famed white pepper vines and Robusta coffee plantations. It's a profound reminder that the very subterranean fires that once fractured this land now provide the fertile ground for its enduring tranquility and remarkable abundance. To step out onto the skywalk is to embrace a carefully engineered paradox, the feeling of weightlessness while being supported by over 1 million pounds of steel and glass. This U-shaped cantilever bridge doesn't span the chasm, but rather extends a full 70 feet from the rim, positioning you 4,000 feet directly above the canyon floor. The German-engineered glass, over 4 inches thick, is designed to withstand winds exceeding 100 miles per hour and an 8.0 magnitude earthquake, all anchored deep into the limestone by massive footings. Yet, this feat of modern engineering is deeply rooted in an ancient place. It was commissioned by the Hualapai Nation on their sovereign land. A bold economic endeavor offering a unique perspective of Eagle Point, a sacred rock formation across the void. Here, suspended between the sky and the deep earth, one doesn't just look at the Grand Canyon. You are placed within its immense, silent narrative, a fleeting human presence in a story carved over 6 million years by the patient, persistent work of the Colorado River. To stand in Hiroshima today is to witness a city humming with a determined, forward-looking energy. Yet at its very heart lies a skeletal reminder of its past, the Genbaku Dome. What many don't realize is that this ruin wasn't the intended target, but rather an accidental landmark of profound consequence. The actual aiming point for the Enola Gay on that August morning in 1945 was a distinctive T-shaped bridge just a short distance away, the Aioi Bridge. You can walk across it now, feeling the gentle rumble of the streetcars that have become a symbol of the city's rebirth. The bomb detonated almost directly above the dome, some 600 meters in the air. Paradoxically, the vertical force of the blast is what allowed the building's core structure to remain standing, while everything around it was leveled by the horizontal shockwave. It's a chilling lesson in the physics of destruction, but also a profound testament to what endures. This single, unadorned landmark, chosen by chance and preserved by the strange calculus of a blast wave, now anchors a city that refused to be defined solely by its darkest day. The waters of Kanaima Lagoon hold a secret, staining the white quartz sands with their distinctive tea-like hue. This is not the murk of sediment, but a pristine infusion of tannins, leached from decaying vegetation over countless seasons as the river flows across the Guiana Shield, a geological foundation nearly 2 billion years old, one of the most ancient exposed surfaces on the planet. Here, a series of 7 powerful waterfalls, known collectively as Salto Hacha, thunder into the basin, their immense force a constant reminder of nature's raw power. For the indigenous Piman people, this is a sacred, living landscape, where the sheer-sided tepuis looming on the horizon are not mere mountains, but the mawari, the houses of the spirits. To stand on this shore is to witness a confluence of deep time, potent myth, and the unceasing geological pulse of the earth itself, a place where every element tells a story that began long before our own. The path that winds up the sacred Mount Inari is not merely a trail. It is a seemingly endless vermilion corridor, fashioned from over 10,000 torii gates. While visually stunning, their purpose is not decorative. Each gate is a votive offering, a tangible prayer for prosperity donated by an individual or a corporation. This practice is dedicated to Inari, the Shinto kami of rice, sake, and, crucially, of business and commerce. The tradition took root during the Edo period, transforming the mountainside into a public ledger of faith and fortune. As you walk, the dense rows of lacquered wood create a mesmerizing tunnel, filtering the sunlight into shifting patterns of shadow and brilliant orange. The inscriptions on the back of each gate, detailing the donor's name and the date of their offering, reveal the true nature of this place. It is a sprawling, collective testament to centuries of human hope and gratitude, a unique intersection where spirituality and enterprise have become one and the same. Cascading down the steep banks of the Brantas River, the Jodipan villages appear as a vibrant tapestry, an almost surreal explosion of color against the urban landscape of Malang. Yet, this spectacle is not the product of a grand government scheme. Its origins are far more grassroots, born from a university project in 2016. A group of communication students, seeking to stave off the village's planned demolition, proposed a simple yet radical idea: to transform the slum's public image with paint. What began with a corporate sponsorship for a few dozen homes soon ignited a community-wide effort, with residents embracing the vision. The result is a living canvas where over 100 houses are painted in at least 17 different shades, connected by the iconic yellow glass bridge that now spans the river, linking Jodipan with its equally colorful counterpart, Kampung Treaty. It's a powerful testament to how a single, creative act can fundamentally alter a place's destiny, not just by changing its appearance, but by rewriting its narrative from one of neglect to one of pride and sustainable community-led tourism. To truly grasp Jakarta, one must first understand its precarious relationship with water, a history written across a vast, swampy plain that serves as the delta for 13 major rivers. This foundation, however, is profoundly unstable. Decades of immense, unregulated groundwater extraction to quench the thirst of its 10 million residents have caused the city to sink at an astonishing rate, up to 25 centimeters annually in its northern districts. This slow-motion geological crisis is etched into the urban fabric. You see it in the sprawling network of canals, a fading legacy of Dutch colonial engineers who tried to recreate their Amsterdam on a landscape that refuses to be tamed. You feel it in the humid air during the monsoon, when the rivers swell and the city holds its collective breath. Here, the gleaming glass towers of a 21st century economy rise from land that is actively receding, a daily, almost paradoxical display of human ambition against an inevitable tide. Jakarta isn't merely a place. It is a continuous, high-stakes negotiation with nature itself. Standing sentinel in the waters of Lake Ashi, the great vermilion Torii of Peace is more than an iconic landmark. It is a declaration of control over a primal force. The main shrine, nestled in the dense forest above, was founded in the 8th century by the revered monk Mangan Shonin. According to legend, he came here to confront a violent, 9-headed dragon that terrorized the region from the lake's depths. After subduing the beast through Buddhist rites, he enshrined it as a guardian spirit, a powerful narrative that likely symbolizes humanity's effort to pacify the volatile, volcanic nature of this landscape. The journey to the main hall reinforces this sense of reverence, leading visitors up stone stairways flanked by colossal cedar trees, some over 800 years old. In their ancient, moss-covered presence, the air grows still and quiet. It is here, between the sacred gate on the water and the sanctuary on the mountain, that one truly understands the shrine's enduring purpose: to mediate between the world of mortals and the immense, untamable power of the earth itself. The name Jigokudani, or Hell's Valley, evokes a landscape of fire and brimstone, a stark contrast to the tranquil scene of Japanese macaques soaking in the steam. Yet, the name is geologically precise. This valley, carved by the Yokoyu River, is alive with geothermal activity, and these natural hot springs, or onsen, became a refuge for the monkeys by chance, not by ancient instinct. It was only in 1963 that the troupe first learned to seek warmth by mimicking human guests at a nearby inn, a clever adaptation that led park founders to create this dedicated pool for them. This learned behavior is now a vital survival strategy, a generational tradition passed down against a backdrop of sheer cliffs and heavy snow that blankets the region for a third of the year, with temperatures often plunging to -10 degrees Celsius. What we are witnessing, then, is not just a spectacle. It is a quiet testament to animal intelligence and cultural transmission, a complex society that has adapted, through observation and ingenuity, to find a pocket of geothermal paradise within the beautiful austerity of their mountain home. Viewed from the air, Borobudur is not a temple in the conventional sense, but a vast, three-dimensional mandala laid upon the earth, a single, monumental stupa built around a natural hill. Its construction, undertaken by the Sailendra dynasty around the 9th century, is an engineering marvel. Over 2 million blocks of volcanic andesite were quarried from nearby rivers and fitted together without a single drop of mortar, relying solely on intricate, interlocking joints, a colossal jigsaw puzzle of stone. This material, the very breath of the active volcanoes like Merapi that encircle this fertile Kedu plain, tethers the monument to the powerful geology of its home. But its true genius lies in its purpose. Borobudur is a physical pilgrimage, a textbook in stone. A devotee would circumambulate each of its 10 levels, ascending from the realm of earthly desire depicted in the lower reliefs through the world of form, to the ultimate formlessness of nirvana, represented by the great central stupa at its apex, a silent, empty throne for a truth that cannot be depicted, only experienced. Of the three sister islands that lie off Lombok's northwest coast, only one bears a name that hints at its fundamental importance: Gili Air, the water island. This distinction is not merely poetic. For centuries, it was the only one of the trio to possess significant subterranean freshwater wells. This vital resource made it an essential sanctuary for the seafaring Bugis people, a place to replenish and rest on their long trading journeys across the archipelago. Today, that legacy of essential simplicity endures. The island is a coral cay, a delicate geological formation born from ancient reefs, not volcanic fire. Its flat terrain dictates a different pace, one measured by the rotation of a bicycle wheel or the gentle rhythm of a Sidomo horse cart, the only forms of transport here. The absence of engine noise creates a unique soundscape, where the wash of the tide and the rustle of coconut palms are the dominant features. It's a powerful reminder that on this small speck in the Flores Sea, life has always been, and continues to be, shaped not by human engineering, but by the elemental gifts of water and earth. Long before it earned the moniker Paris of Java for its colonial-era architecture, Bandung was a vast, prehistoric lake, cradled within the caldera of a colossal ancient volcano. The city we see today rests on the bed of that long-vanished water body, a basin formed some 100,000 years ago by the cataclysmic collapse of the great Mount Sunda. This unique geological inheritance is the secret to its character. The surrounding highlands, remnants of the caldera's rim, trap cooler air, providing a temperate refuge that has drawn people for centuries. A stark contrast to the tropical heat of the Javanese coast. This volcanic cradle also blessed the region with exceptionally fertile soil, nourishing the sprawling tea plantations that first brought it colonial wealth and global attention. Every elegant Art Deco facade and bustling modern street, therefore, exists in a silent dialogue with the immense geological forces that shape this land. A city not merely built upon the earth, but born directly from it, a testament to human ingenuity flourishing within the embrace of a sleeping giant. At first glance, Fenghuang appears to be a city suspended in time. Its iconic stilted houses, or Diaojiaolu, clinging precariously to the banks of the Tuojiang River. This unique architectural style, a brilliant adaptation by the Miao and Tujia peoples to the narrow, flood-prone landscape, belies the city's formidable past. For over 600 years, since its establishment in the Ming Dynasty, Fenghuang was not a peaceful merchant town, but a heavily fortified imperial garrison. Its imposing city walls, constructed from distinctive local red sandstone, were designed as a frontier outpost to control and civilize the surrounding ethnic tribes. The watchtowers that still punctuate the skyline were not for admiring the view. They were strategic positions in a centuries-long story of cultural and military tension. Today, the river that once served as a defensive moat now carries serene tourboats, and the walls that enforced imperial rule now protect a vibrant cultural legacy. It is this layered history, the elegant ingenuity of the Diaojiaolu set against the stark purpose of the fortress, that gives Fenghuang its profound character. Here, every weathered stone and timber beam is a silent testament to a complex journey from conflict to a celebrated symbol of harmony. While its traditional design suggests centuries of history, the Chireta Pagoda is a deceptively modern structure, offering a lesson in perspective as profound as the view it commands. It is not an ancient temple, but a poignant peace memorial, a cenotaph, consecrated in 1963 to honor the citizens from this region, lost in conflicts since the late 19th century. The ascent of its 398 stone steps is more than a physical challenge. It is a pilgrimage of remembrance, leading to a platform where human loss is juxtaposed with natural grandeur. From this vantage point, the structure engages in a silent dialogue with Mount Fuji, its perfect symmetry a man-made answer to the volcano's geological grace. It stands as a testament that Japan's most iconic landscapes are often not just settings of immense beauty, but also canvases for deep reflection on history, sacrifice, and the enduring pursuit of peace. The very name Great Wall is a magnificent misnomer. It is not one singular entity, but a vast, fragmented tapestry of fortifications woven over nearly 2,000 years. From the rammed earth ramparts of the Qin dynasty to the iconic Ming brickwork we see today, each section is a distinct historical document, a stone testament to the strategic mind of its era. The wall seldom takes the easy path. Instead, it clings to the highest, most precipitous ridges, a dragon's spine of stone and earth conforming to the very contours of the land it was built to defend. But its true genius lay not just in its physical presence, but in its function as an immense communication system. The watchtowers, spaced within sight of one another, could relay a signal of an approaching threat across hundreds of miles in just a few hours, using smoke and fire. It wasn't merely a line to keep people out. It was a sophisticated nerve system, binding the empire's northern frontier together. To stand within these walls is to comprehend a world built not for men, but for a single, unassailable concept: imperial power. Constructed over 14 years in the early 15th century by a workforce said to exceed 1 million souls, this palace is a universe unto itself. Its fabled 9,999 rooms are no accident of design. The number 9, a homophone for everlasting in Mandarin, was the exclusive symbol of the Emperor, the Son of Heaven. Every stone, every glazed yellow roof tile, a color reserved solely for imperial use, was meticulously aligned along a central north-south axis, creating a rigid, breathtaking symmetry that dwarfs the individual. This wasn't merely a residence. It was a cosmic diagram made manifest, a terrestrial reflection of the celestial pole star, with the Emperor positioned firmly at its center. For nearly 500 years, this city was the silent, unmoving stage upon which the grand and often brutal theater of Chinese dynastic rule was performed, its secrets held fast by miles of soaring vermilion walls. The defining characteristic of Gili Trawangan is not something seen, but something heard, or rather, the distinct absence of a sound. The pervasive hum of motorized engines is replaced here by the gentle jingle of Sidomo bells and the soft whir of bicycle chains, a deliberate acoustic signature for an island of just 15 square kilometers. This commitment to a human-powered pace is a modern choice, yet the island's name whispers of a more turbulent past. Trawangan is derived from the Indonesian word for tunnel, a stark reference to a cave system dug by occupying Japanese forces during the Second World War. It was only after this era of conflict that Bugis fishermen from Sulawesi established the first permanent settlement, their culture of resilience and self-reliance shaping the community that exists today. In this context, the exclusion of cars is more than a simple quirk. It is a conscious preservation of scale, a quiet but firm decision to define progress not by speed, but by a carefully guarded sense of place. To walk through Arashiyama is to enter a world defined not by sight, but by sound. The rustling of the leaves and the gentle creaking of the stalks are so distinct that Japan's Ministry of the Environment has designated this grove one of the nation's 100 soundscapes. The source of this unique symphony is the Moso bamboo, a species capable of astonishing growth, at its peak, reaching nearly 1 meter in just 24 hours. This rapid ascent toward the sky creates the dense, cathedral-like canopy that filters the light into an ethereal green glow. Yet, this is no wild forest. Its origins trace back to the Heian period, over 1,000 years ago, when nobles cultivated these groves as serene backdrops for their aristocratic villas. What we experience today is not simply nature, but a meticulously managed landscape, a living, breathing work of art designed for contemplation, where the division between the natural world and human aesthetic has beautifully dissolved. Hokkaido feels like a world apart from the rest of Japan, a final frontier defined not by sprawling cities, but by its immense, untamed wilderness. This profound sense of separation is rooted in a history far more recent than one might assume. For millennia, this island was known to its indigenous Ainu people as Ainu Mosir, the quiet land of the humans. It was only in the late 19th century, a mere 150 years ago, that it was formally annexed and renamed Hokkaido, the North Sea Circuit, by the expanding Japanese state. This recent history is precisely why the landscape retains such a raw, elemental power. The volcanic highlands of Daisetsuzan National Park, a place the Ainu reverently called Kamui Mintara, or the playground of the gods, are more than just a geological spectacle. They are a vast canvas upon which a newer story has been written, a powerful reminder that to truly see this land is to acknowledge the deep and resilient echoes of the world that came before. Far from the volcanic heart of mainland Japan, the Ishigaki archipelago presents a different kind of genesis, a landscape built not by fire, but by life. The very limestone that forms these islands is the compacted, calcareous skeleton of ancient coral reefs, uplifted from the seabed over millennia. Nowhere is this living architecture more profound than in the waters of Shiraho, home to one of the planet's largest and oldest communities of blue coral. Some of these colonies are estimated to be over 400 years old, a silent, branching chronicle of the centuries. This foundational life dictates everything the eye can see. The impossible turquoise of the lagoons, filtered through a maze of coral, and the brilliant white sands, which are themselves the ground-down remains of this submarine world. To be here is to understand that this is not merely an island with a reef, but an island that is the reef. A fragile, living monument forged in a partnership between biology and time. A legacy measured in centuries now facing the pressures of a single moment. At high tide, the great Vermilion Gate of Itsukushima appears to float, a serene gateway suspended between the sea and the sky. This remarkable design is not merely an aesthetic choice, but a profound act of reverence born from ancient Shinto beliefs. For centuries, the entire island of Miyajima was considered a kami, a god in itself, and its sacred ground was forbidden to commoners. The ingenious solution, first established in its grand form by the warlord Taira no Kiyomori in the 12th century, was to construct the shrine complex out over the bay on sturdy piers. This allows the sacred halls and covered corridors to rise and fall with the Seto Inland Sea, creating a structure in constant, gentle dialogue with the tides. The shrine doesn't dominate the landscape. It harmonizes with it, borrowing the majesty of the forested Mount Misan as its backdrop. It stands as a physical manifestation of a deep, spiritual connection, a bridge built not just over water, but between the human realm and the divine essence of nature itself. To understand Bali is to understand its water. The island's iconic rice terraces, cascading down volcanic slopes like vast, emerald amphitheaters, are not merely feats of agricultural engineering. They are the living expression of a system known as subak. This remarkably complex irrigation network, dating back to the 9th century, is a UNESCO World Heritage landscape, governed not by landowners, but from water temples by priests who meticulously manage the flow. It is the physical manifestation of Tri-Hita Karana, the core Balinese philosophy of harmony between the spiritual world, human society, and the natural realm. Every channel, every weir, and every terrace represents a spiritual and communal contract, a delicate balance between communal need and ecological respect. What we witness, then, is not a landscape shaped by nature alone, but a 1,000-year-old conversation between a people and their island, etched into the very earth. The name itself, Banyuwangi, translates to fragrant water, born from a tragic legend of misplaced jealousy and ultimate vindication. Yet, the air here is often anything but fragrant, carrying the sharp, unmistakable scent of sulfur from the heart of the Ijen stratovolcano. This volcanic complex, one of 3 major peaks that dominate the Regency, is home to the world's largest acidic crater lake and the famed Blue Fire. Not lava, but the combustion of sulfuric gases escaping fissures at temperatures exceeding 600 degrees Celsius. It is a spectral, nocturnal phenomenon that illuminates the grueling work of the local sulfur miners, who harvest the bright yellow deposits in this otherworldly landscape. This is the essential paradox of the region, a landscape of ethereal beauty, forged by immense geological violence, where ancient myth and the raw, elemental forces of the planet are not just neighbors, but inseparable partners in shaping the land and its people.